Many women think social media is harmless fun, and the most part it is. But there are some things you need to know about it that can seriously affect negatively on your self-esteem as a woman. On this subject, you will learn the dark secrets about what most people are too afraid to talk about and how it is destroying the self-esteem of millions of women every day. What women don't know can hurt them. In this quick discussion, we explore the dark side of social media and how it affects women's self-esteem. Social media is here to stay. Most people use some form of it almost daily. For many, social media has replaced traditional face-to-face communication. The problem is not everyone is benefiting from the use of social media. In fact, a lot of people are losing out because of it. Marvy is convinced that by making positive changes within the fashion industry, the effect will also be felt in our society. Her mission, creating a healthy working environment in the fashion industry by collaborating with as many parties as possible. She knows how to inspire and motivate companies to embrace change in her own way. Today, we're going to discuss this topic with Marvy Rieder. In what ways has social media affected the self-esteem of people?
Luckily, a lot of researchers have already went into what the effects are from social media. They don't know everything yet, but what they do know is that using or the increase in social media causes the self-esteem of individuals to decrease. And that's what they found out. So the self-esteem of individuals decreases when they use social media. For instance, 1 hour spent on Facebook results in a really decrease in the self-esteem score of the individual with like 5%, which I think is pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think the background of using this social media is that studies showed that when people are already less secure, or in this case, when women are less secure and they go online, they feel even less secure because of everything they see, the filters that are being used to make people look perfect, the best spots everybody visits, where you have to go and other people might not go there. So there are a lot of triggers on social media where women can think, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect, I'm not social enough, I'm not skinny enough. There's so many things that on social media could lead to less self-esteem.
Okay, so Marvy, I want your opinion, your personal opinion, and let's be fair on this. Do you believe social media has improved or harmed women's self-esteem? And do you have any facts to talk about?
Before I answer your question, I would really like to add that having said all that about, the harming things of social media, you should really keep in mind that also a great portion of your self-esteem starts with the way you're brought up and the way your parents raised you, the influence of teachers and people surrounding you in your young ages. Because in my opinion, you're born with self-esteem, but it can be decreased by the environment you're in. There are some researchers, they say that it improved a positive body image. I do not agree with them because I think that going on social media, people with low self-esteem might feel a little bit more secure in the beginning, but in the end, it goes back to their base. So if your base of self-esteem is not good, then you will not find it on social media and it will not improve your self-esteem unless you're looking for ways to improve your self-esteem and really work on your self-esteem and look on social media for ways that increases your your self-esteem.
And here is my third question. Why is social media so important to women's self-esteem in your opinion? So how it should be done?
First of all, if you realize that a percentage of 25 to approximately 61% of the adolescent girls and boys as well, actually, but let's focus on women right now. They are already dissatisfied with their appearance already at a young age. So again, I think we should really focus, we as women, on starting a movement that we bring up our children, or we teach our children self-esteem. But how can you teach your child self-esteem when you're not confident yourself and you have low self-worth?
Okay.
So you start with yourself.
And here comes my next questions to you, Marvy. What can be done to improve people's self-esteem in 2022?
I think you should improve your self-esteem, first of all, by knowing your own worth. So if you know your own worth, you can teach your children their self-worth as well. So what are easy things to start with? For instance, I think if you have any kind of trouble you're in, don't blame anyone but yourself, because if you blame someone else, you focused on somebody else and not on your own things. Work on being your own best friend. Be kind to yourself. Look in the mirror every morning and don't look at your flaws, but look at the best side of your body.
And never say I'm ugly, I'm fat.
Exactly. Because the brain really works in a way that if you repeat that really a lot and often enough, is that you really start believing that you're ugly. But the good part is that if you can do it in a negative way, the brain always works in a positive way as well. So please, start repeating yourself every morning. I love myself. I'm happy. And it sounds really cheesy, but it really works. I mean, I've done it myself, and I was very shy and I was very insecure, but I really did that, and it really worked out really well. And look at what you've done. Learn from the past. Don't ever regret the mistakes you made, because it makes you the person you are today. So please learn from the past. Of course.
Marvy, the main thing, especially for women, I know a lot of women who are successful in real life, but they are not really showing themselves in the virtual world and talking about their achievements. Sometimes, and I got some reviews about it when we wanted to start talking about self-esteem on social media. They told me, Aleen, when we want to look at someone who's not really achieving and she's always showing herself that she is achieving, this will demotivate us to talk about ourselves. She's getting like 1,000 likes for a post just by showing off or showing up in an event, while some women achieved a lot and they are not capable to not capable, but they are not really willing to talk about themselves. So, and sadly, by thinking this way, we are refraining this movement of showing the real image and the real person behind, the real character behind every woman. What do you advise?
Change perspective on social media. You have to start by just doing it.
Yeah.
And I know it's a big challenge to just show yourself just the way you are, because we live in a society where everything has to be perfect, more expensive, flawless, etc. But just start by showing yourself just the way you are. So for instance, in my opinion, social media should get rid of all the filters, I think, because it can make women really look insecure, because they think all women are perfect, because they all use the filters, they all use the really beautiful Photoshop things. You don't need it. So just start by doing that and using less of that. Don't take 30 pictures until you have the right one for you. Just take a picture because that's who you are. And in the end, it really is about your character. a person can be as beautiful in features, but doesn't have the best personality. I think that if you look at your personality and your character and you shine with that, I think that's the best thing you can do.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Many women suffer from a lack of confidence because of the relentless bombardment of body image ads, and they are subjected to a nearly constant basis via their TVs, radios, and newspapers. These
Yeah, but
ads,
it starts with yourself, Aleen. It starts with yourself, because if you start believing it, you can also tell yourself, stop, I'm not looking at these images because this is me. And you really need to have a strong character, but you have to start somewhere.
Exactly. And a lot of women, trust me, a lot of women come to believe that if they are not blessed with to have a perfect physical beauty, there is no hope for them. And sadly, this is what is gaining on social media. It's becoming a must to be beautiful, or
Right.
have a personal, a certain beauty face, let's say, to be accepted on social media, where there are a lot of inspiring women who are doing, who joined this movement that we are talking today about, to improve the image and, let's say, the brain of the woman on social media, to be more useful, inspiring, because you and I, we know how much a woman can change nations and educate generations.
And I've just recently had an interview with Mirror magazine, and they were talking about the halo effect. And are you familiar with the halo effect?
Yes, but can you please explain quickly about it to the audience?
Well, so the halo effect is just if a person is considered very beautiful by society, they also think that if a person is really beautiful, other features of the person or characteristics of the person are immediately beautiful, or they're capable of more things just by seeing that a person is beautiful. So you have the effect that, okay, you're beautiful, so you must be nice as well, you must be very educated as well, and etc. So that's the halo effect. But the funny thing is, you spoke about it just now, is that with the halo effect, it is something that has always worked like that. Even within the animal range, a peacock has beautiful feathers to show himself. And if he's the most beautiful female, or she's the most beautiful female, she'll be selected. So it goes really, really far. People are, in a way, naturally attracted to beauty. But there's a difference between beauty in a natural way and the beauty we created within the whole beauty and fashion industry with all the filters, etc. That just goes too far. And we should really realize that the real beauty is within yourself.
What would be your advice to women in the Middle East?
The advice is really to focus on yourself, focus on your real and true authenticity. What makes you happy? Write it down. And then that's the first start of becoming the best version of yourself. And do not do everything all at once. Just step by step, improving your self-worth. Get up in the morning, tell yourself you're beautiful. That's step number one, etc., etc.
Great. Thank you so much, Marvy, for your time today with us. And I'm so happy to have you as a host and with me in this beautiful session. And hopefully we will meet again in other discussions. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you.